right, everyone. Welcome to today's webinar. I'm Jerry D'Ambrosio. Hope everybody's doing well today. Got a great turnout today for 2 o'clock on a Wednesday. I do want to do a quick sound check. Looks like everybody can hear me. A lot of guys are already chiming in there. Welcome, Bob. Welcome, Daryl. Just type in, guys, something just to let me know that you can hear me, that you can see my screen okay, and then I'll get going. Fantastic. William, Daryl, Lawrence, Rick, Diane, wow, awesome. Great turnout today, guys. I hope you guys are ready for a great webinar. Couple of things I'd like you guys to do for me first. I call them the 3 gets. Number 1, grab a pen, piece of paper, and of course, if you'd like, grab a drink. We are going to be spending about an hour together, but definitely grab a pen and a piece of paper. I'm going to ask you folks to write a few things down in a little bit. Number 2, just get rid of any distractions. Anytime I listen to a webinar, I always like to first off tell my wife, so she knows I won't be very easily be able to get in touch with. But I put my cell phone on the other side of my office. I close my office door, so just to get rid of any distractions. So you're ready for the last one. Just get ready to learn. That's why you all are here. I applaud you for that. It's like I said, 2 o'clock on a Wednesday. You guys are interested in bettering yourselves as traders, as investors, and I think that's awesome. Here's a few things that you're going to learn today. Number 1, you're going to learn 5 common principles professional traders follow. I'm going to teach you an extremely easy and effective short-term trading strategy, and I really emphasize short term. And then finally, how to quickly and easily identify the best trades. And my promise to you is that if you follow the steps we discussed today, you'll know how to identify the correct setup, entry, and exit for each trade. We've got a lot to cover today. I really want you guys to stick with me to the end. If you stay with me to the end, and right around, we're talking 3 o'clock Eastern time, I'll share with you a copy of today's slides. Just somebody remind me at the end. I sometimes forget. I have a ton of content to cover here. So just somebody at the very end, right around 3 o'clock, say, hey, Jerry, don't forget the slides, and I'll put them into the handout section of your GoToMeeting control panel. Okay? So let's start off by talking about what makes a pro a pro. What are the qualities that separates these men and women from the average retail investor? And this is all about getting your mind right. What I mean by that is this is not your buy and hold retirement approach. So let's be upfront with that. This is for the capital that you have set aside to trade a little bit more actively. We feel you all should do that. I hope you all are doing that. You hopefully have money set aside for your retirement if you're not yet retired. You have money set aside maybe for income generating option trades. Here at VectorVest we have a few different courses that teach you all about income generating option trades. Maybe you have money set aside for just dividend paying stocks, another way to help generate income. And then you have money set aside for this type of trading, otherwise known as swing trading. Okay, generally shorter term trading. For the most part, you're holding on to stocks for a couple of days or maybe a couple of weeks. Just depends on performance, and you're deploying more so technical analysis, looking primarily at price and volume, not so much fundamentals, but more so price and volume to make decisions. So first, the first quality that separates a pro from kind of an amateur or again the average retail investor is they're realistic. They know when they first started out, they know that there wasn't a magic pill that they can take that would have made them better traders overnight. Success in this industry, in any industry really, comes with time and effort, right? So if you ask anyone who's ever been good at anything, they'll tell you that it took hard work. It didn't happen overnight. I'm a big sports guy, and I like to use the pro athlete analogy. No pro athlete got to where they are by screwing around at practice, for lack of a better phrase, right? They always were the first ones there, the last ones to leave, and they really put the time and the effort in, and they got to the professional level. And the same goes for trading or investing. Certain people, have it in them to be successful and get to where they want to be. Next is that they control their emotions. They don't allow losing trades to affect them. I know this is easier said than done. This is the tough part of it. Rick just chimed in, managing your emotions. Well, that's right. That's one of the things that separates pros from kind of everybody else, that they're able to do this. They don't think of the money first. They focus on doing the right things, making the right trades. They know if they do that, the money will follow. And one of the reasons they feel this way is because they place trades based on facts and data rather than gut feelings. And we've all been there. We've all placed a trade or two because we just knew it was going to go up, right? We had a feeling. Pros don't think that way. They look solely at the information in front of them to make decisions. Fourth is they're prepared. They know exactly when they're going to get out of a trade, even before getting in. Imagine that, right? I know exiting, and I don't even have to ask, but I know a lot of you folks struggle with exiting trades. I've been doing this for a very long time, and a lot of webinars I do, I pose this question. Basically, what are some of the things that you struggle with? And most people say exiting, when to sell. And professionals, they've tested exhaustively different trading strategies, and they've figured out which one is best. They've examined different techniques to finally land on one that they feel comfortable with. And lastly, and most importantly, I think, professional traders are disciplined. They stay sharp and focused when things are going well, but they're resilient when they're not going so well. So they have a plan, going back to kind of the few bullet points that I've talked about already. They have a plan and they stick to it. So I am going to pose this question to you folks. What's been the most difficult part of trading for you over the years? And really I'm looking for one of three answers. Is when should I be buying stocks? What trades I should be making, what stocks I should be buying, and then thirdly, when I should be selling, when I should be exiting. What's been the most difficult part for trading for you over the years? I'll give you folks a few seconds to answer. While you're doing that, I want to thank Ray Clark. Ray is in the background. He'll be answering questions along the way. I'll try to answer some, but I got a lot to cover here. All of you guys, most of you guys so far are saying when to sell, when to exit. Paul's saying when to buy. Albert's saying when to buy. Gary says all of the above. Exiting. Charles says all of the stated comments. Gotcha. So, well, you're in the right place. So, what I'll be showing you next is an extremely effective, and you're going to see solid, empirical, concrete results on the effectiveness of the trading system that I'm going to teach you now. If you continue to struggle with these things, whether it's when I should be buying, what stocks I should be trading, and most importantly, when to exit, if you continue to struggle with some of these things, you'll go broke. Now, I don't mean you're going to be unemployed, living on the streets. Boy, I hope not. But you won't be playing this game much longer. Losses will just keep building up and building up and building up, and you'll just wind up with no more money to invest. So if you start doing things the right way and correcting some of the mistakes that you have admitted to me that you make, you'll know exactly what you're doing no matter the situation. When you start trading like a professional trader and implementing the things that I've talked about so far, and most importantly, using strategies that have been proven to work and following the rules, you won't be surprised by anything. There won't be a point in time where you say to yourself, what do I do, right? That's the worst question you can ask yourself when trading. Now what do I do, right? You're going to have much more confidence in your decisions that you're placing the right trades at the right times. Once you start to develop better habits, you'll start to see more consistent gains. There is a big mistake traders make when first starting to implement short-term trading systems. They follow unproven, complicated strategies. They think that they need to use 5 different technical analysis indicators and 3 different types of moving averages to help identify entries and exits. For some reason, new traders who are just starting out trading this way, they find value in complexity. What does that lead to? Confusion, frustration. You're getting mixed signals, right? If you use too many indicators, you begin to get mixed signals. For example, MACD and stochastics, 2 entirely different indicators. Well, if you start to combine them, you're going to get mixed signals, and again, it's not going to lead to confidence that you're really placing the right trade. What I want to show you today is what's called the RSI-2 trading system. It was developed by Larry Connors. Larry Connors is an author and trader who has over 30 years in the financial markets industry. This strategy focuses on stocks in long-term uptrends, but are experiencing short-term corrections. You've heard the term buying the dips before, right? Buying the dips is easier said than done. You buy in a stock essentially that's gone down, and you don't really know, nobody really knows how long that stock is going to continue to fall, when it's going to stop going down, start going back up. But this is what buying the dips is all about. It focuses on stocks in long-term uptrends, but are pulling back a little bit and are experiencing short-term corrections. And what I love about this system is that it's so simple. It only uses 3 indicators: a 200-day simple moving average to identify the long-term trend, excuse me, and a 5-day simple moving average and the relative strength index for the short-term trend. All right, let me show you how this strategy works. Here we're looking at PG, Procter & Gamble. Okay, from November of 2018 all the way to current, really over the last year. And it's been a great stock, right? Overall, price moves from bottom left to upper right. But there are times, and there have been times, where the stock pulls back a little bit. It stays above the 200-day moving average, but pulls back and falls below the 5-day moving average. Long-term uptrend, short-term correction. You guys with me so far? Now there's another layer here, right? It's called the RSI-2 system. You probably guessed that it uses the RSI indicator. Relative strength index is scaled between 0 and 100. And the industry standard look-back period is 14. 14 days if you're looking at a daily chart, which we are. 14 minutes if you're looking at a 1-minute chart. 14 weeks if you're looking at a weekly chart. We're going to be focusing on daily charts. So the industry standard look-back period for RSI is 14 days with the extreme levels at 30 and 70. Using the industry standard, and you could plot this on any chart over time showing the RSI movement. Using the industry standard settings, you can see that the relative strength index only fell below 30 once. Now I opened this up. Now we're looking at May of 2018 to current. I had to go back because if I was just looking at November of 18, from November of 18 all the way till now, the 14 period RSI, again, which is industry standard, never fell below 30. Never fell below 30. So using this indicator and this setting never gave us a buying opportunity, never allowed us to buy these dips. So what do you have to do? Well, you have to speed up the indicator. You have to shorten the look back period, and that's exactly what Mr. Connors did. He shortened the look back period to two period RSI. And when you do that, you also have to adjust your extreme levels. All right, so here's the system, okay? Along with the price of the stock above the 200-day moving average, but below the 5-day moving average, and the 2-period RSI below 10, there is your trade. There is your entry. Okay? Let's take a look at what this trading plan looks like written down. I'll do that in a moment. So again, along with the price of the stock above the 200-day moving average, but below the 5-day moving average, and the 2-period RSI below 10, there's your trade. There's your setup. Okay, so here's what it looks like written down. Here's our entry rules. Somebody's asking, is the RSI the same or similar to support and resistance? No. No. They may coincide, but it's not a direct correlation at all. Okay? Good question, though. Here are our entry rules. We buy only when the stock is above the 200-day simple moving average and below the 5-day simple moving average with the 2-period RSI below 10. And this part is huge right here. We enter near the close of the day. And when I trade this system, I'm entering right around 3:55 p.m. Eastern Time, as close to the close as possible. And I'm just using a market order. I'm not using a limit order. If I use a limit order, there's a chance I won't get filled. I want to get filled. I want to enter the trade as close to the day's close as possible, as long as price is above the 200-day moving average, but below the 5-day moving average with the 2-period RSI below 10. There's our exit criteria. We exit when the price goes above the 5-day simple moving average. Remember when we're entering when it's below the 5-day moving average. We are going to exit when it goes above the 5-day simple moving average, and we are exiting also near the close of the day. No, the trigger is that day. It's that day. So at 350, if you see that price is going to close above the 200-day moving average, but below the 5-day moving average, and the 2-period is below 10, if you see that at the end of the trading session, you are to enter in as close to the close of that day as you can. It's an intraday, no, it's not an intraday trade. You're entering the position at near the close of the day. You're not going to exit the same day. The earliest you can exit would be the next day. Richard says, gotcha, good, okay. Okay, so we're entering near the close of the day when we see all three of those rules are true. We exit when price goes above the 5-day simple moving average, and we're also exiting near the close of that day. And when I trade, I exit right about 3:55 p.m. If at 3:55 p.m. Eastern Time, I see that the price of the stock is going to close above the 5-day simple moving average, I'm out. All right, so let me now walk you through some examples here. We're looking at the same chart, Procter & Gamble, right? Now, when we looked at that, man, a 1.5-year graph, we saw that the price of the stock the entire time had been above the 200-day moving average, right? We all agree that price was above the 200-day moving average the entire time. If you don't believe me, there it is. Price is above the 200-day moving average the entire time. However, when I zoom in, and that's what I've done here, I've zoomed into July of 2019, we lose the 200-day moving average. Okay? We lose the 200-day moving average. But we have price, we have the 5-day simple moving average, we have the 2-period RSI in green. Let me explain first the candlesticks as they appear in VectorVest. Some of you folks might not be VectorVest subscribers, so you're not familiar with how our candlesticks on our charts look. So Let's talk about, you see a couple of different kinds of candles, right? You see green, you see red, you see filled, you see unfilled. Let's talk about filled or unfilled first. For a candlestick to be filled, forget about color for now. For a candlestick to be solid or filled, it means that the close of the day was at the bottom of the body and the open of the day was at the top of the body. The upper wick, it was the high, the lower wick was the low of the session. So a filled or solid candle means the close of the day was at the bottom of the body, the open of the day was at the top of the body. If the candle is unfilled, it means the close of the day was at the top of the body and the open of the day was at the bottom of the body. Okay, that's filled or unfilled. Green, red. Green means the stock closed that day higher than the previous day's close. And red means the stock closed that day lower than the previous close. So color has to do with where the stock closed compared to the previous day's close. And filled or unfilled has to do with where the stock closed compared to where it opened that day. That's very important because on July 23rd of 2019, we have a setup. We have a trade. Why do we have a trade? Price of the stock closes above the 200-day moving average, but below the 5-day moving average, and the 2-period RSI goes below 10. Remember, we are to buy as near to the close as possible. No, Pierre says, so we will never see a filled green candle. No, that's incorrect, because if it's filled in green, it means that the stock price closed lower than the open that day, but it closed higher than the previous day's close. So here's a unfilled red candle. Right? What does that mean? It means that the stock closed that day higher than where it opened, but it still closed lower than the previous day's close. Okay? So on this day, July 23rd, 2019, we are buying. We are buying near the close of the session at roughly $113.85. And I'm using the close of that day because I don't know what the price was at 3:55 p.m. I'm just going to use the close for my examples here. So we're in. We buy near the close. When do we exit? We exit 1, 2, 3 days later on July 26th when we see the price of the stock is about to close above the 5-day moving average, and we are to exit near the close of that session at roughly 114.73. That's a winning trade. Earlier I asked you folks to take out a pen and a piece of paper. I'd like someone please to do that now, because I'm going to ask you to tally wins and losses. Okay? Make 2 columns, wins and losses. So far, put a tally mark in the win column. We have a winning trade. The very next day, we have another setup. Now let me be very clear here. Okay? That price is wrong. It's actually a little bit lower. Instead of 113.85, it's actually 113.15. I'm sorry. But it's lower. We can see the price is lower than it was the previous day. Now let me be very clear here. I'm not saying that if you would have bought the stock the day before on July 23rd, you are going to buy more of it the following day. Okay? What I'm saying is that on July 23rd, if you did not buy the stock for whatever reason, you didn't have any buying power left, you were not feeling well, you weren't watching the market that day, and you didn't buy it on July 23rd, but the very next day, maybe you had buying power freed up, or you were feeling better, you were able to watch the market, and on July 24th, you see that you have another setup. Price is still above the 200-day moving average, but below the 5-day moving average, and the 2-period RSI below 10. So we're buying. When do we exit? We exit that trade on July 26th when price of the stock is about to close above the 5-day moving average. Theo says, why we closed the trade? The stock is still going up. That's true. Number one, you don't know that it's going to still go up, right? We have the benefit of seeing that it did after the fact. Number two, this is not a home run trade. We're not looking for home runs. We are looking for single after single after single after single. Okay? So understand that first. And yes, we're closing Bari at the end of the session, right near the close of the day. We are entering near the close of the session. We are exiting near the close of the session. So that's another winning trade. Okay. So on August 5th, we have another setup. And what I'm doing, guys, is I'm moving from left to right. I'm not cherry picking dates. I'm showing you folks all of the setups from July of 2019 to current. And I'll explain why I went back that far and a few other things. Now, on August 5th, good question. David's asking, what's the average holding period? Anywhere from a couple of days. 2 to 4 days is the average holding period. So on August 5th, we have another setup. Price of the stock is above the 200-day moving average, but below the 5-day moving average, and the 2-period RSI is below 10. We buy. Why didn't we buy the day before? Price is still above the 200-day and below the 5-day, but look at the 2-period RSI. Did not go below 10. Okay, so we buy at 113.08. We sell 2 days later at 115.52. Why are we selling that day? Price is about to close. Again, 3:55 p.m. as close to the close as you can. Put a market order in to enter and exit trades. We sell at 115.52. That's another winning trade. Moving from left to right. September 10th, 2019. We're buying again. Why are we buying? We're buying because the price of the stock is still above the 200-day moving average, long-term uptrend, but below the 5-day simple moving average and the 2-period RSI below 10, short-term correction. We sell 2 days later at $122.77. Why? And why and when do we exit? Well, we exit near the close of that session because we see price about to close above the 5-day moving average. Continuing from left to right. I know this is a little redundant, but it's important. Right? Repetition is good with this system. Here's our trade, October 2nd, 2019. We enter roughly right around 121.08. Why? Price is about to close above the 200-day moving average, but below the 5-day moving average, and the 2-period RSI closes below 10. We are to enter right near the close of the day at 121.08. We sell 2 days later when price goes above the 5-day 5-day simple moving average. Excuse me. Okay, and when do we sell? We sell near the close of that day at $124, right around 124 bucks. That's another winning trade. Hope you guys are tallying, keeping track. All right. Yeah, the price that I'm showing, guys, is the closed prices, the closing price of the day. October 14th, we buy near the close of that session. Why are we buying? Price is above the 200-day moving average, but below the 5-day moving average, and the 2-period RSI goes below 10. When do we sell? Well, we sell 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days later when we see the price of the stock about to close above the 5-day moving average, and we sell at 119.08. That is a losing trade. You might have been asking, okay, you're showing us winning trades. You're showing us examples of when you buy and when you sell, when price goes above the 5-day moving average, but you're showing us all winners so far. You might have been asking, well, what happens if the stock goes down? Do we use stop losses? The answer is technically no. You don't use a stop loss. You only exit, no matter what, when price is about to close above the 5-day simple moving average. Sometimes that results in a winning trade. Sometimes that results in a losing trade. But that's when you exit. So what I said earlier was I said, never again, when you use this system, will you ask yourself, what do I do? If the stock keeps going down, you don't have to ask yourself, what do I do now? Because you know what you're going to do. You are going to sell eventually when the price of the stock goes above the 5-day moving average. Again, sometimes that may result in a winning trade. In this case, it results in a losing trade. Now, the very next day, you're not going to buy more of it if you bought it the day before, but if you didn't buy it the day before, so that's a losing trade, by the way. So whoever's keeping track, just put a tally mark in the loss column. Okay? If you didn't buy the stock on October 14th, you had an opportunity to buy it on October 15th because you still have a setup. Price is above the 200-day moving average, but below the 5-day moving average. The 2-period RSI is still below 10. We buy near the close of that day at 117.20. If we would have taken that trade, we would have exited at 119.08 for another winning trade. There's another setup. So I'm showing you setups. Okay, I'm showing you every setup. Whether you bought it here, it doesn't matter. I'm showing you setups. Okay? So on October 17th, we have another setup. We buy it at 116.63. We sell it a couple of days later at 119.08. That's another winning trade. All right. How many winning trades? Thank you, Theo. Theo says 4 wins and 1 loss so far. I actually think it's 5 wins and 1 loss. And I didn't show you all of them. Thank you, Theo. 6 wins and 1 loss. I didn't show you all of them. From November of 2018, a year ago to current, and I only showed you 7, there were 17 of them. 17 RSI2 setups. We now know what an RSI2 setup is. It's when the price of the stock is above the 200-day moving average, but below the 5-day moving average, and the 2-period RSI is below 10. That's a setup. There were 17 times over the last 1 year that Procter & Gamble had an RSI2 setup. There were 16 winning trades and only that 1 losing trade. That's a 94% winning trade percentage. Okay, that's on that 1 stock. I know what you're thinking. You're thinking you cherry-picked that stock, Jerry. Of course you're going to show us a good example. And you're right. Okay? Well, as of November 4th of 2019, just last week, I looked at the top 5 CI stocks in the VectorVest database. Didn't cherry pick. When you rank a list of stocks in a certain way like VectorVest does, and you take the top ones, you're not cherry picking, you're using our rank analysis to help you select stocks. So the top 5 CI stocks. So why did I choose CI as my sort? Comfort Index, it's a VectorVest proprietary indicator. It measures a stock's ability to weather pullbacks, to withstand drawdown. Procter & Gamble, a very high CI stock. CI stands for Comfort Index. Okay? So when you look at a stock that goes from bottom left to upper right like Procter & Gamble does, it's a high CI stock. Those are the types of stocks that I want to favor when trading the RSI2 setup. So I looked at these top 5 stocks as of November 4th of 2019. There were the top 5 CI stocks in the VectorVest database: APPS, IMPUI, MTH, CZZ, and LSCC. And over the last 1 year, going back to November 4th of 2018, over the last 1 year, across all 5 stocks, there were 68 RSI2 setups. There were 57 winning trades and 11 losing trades. That's an 84% winning trade percentage. Not as good as 95. If anybody out there, anybody listening, is disappointed in an 84% winning trade percentage, I'm sorry. I don't know what I can do for you. Okay? This is not cherry picking. I'm not cherry picking. I've done this webinar. Some of you folks may have seen this webcast before. In fact, In July of 2019, I did this webinar. And the top 5 CI stocks as of that day were BLL, AutoZone, Starbucks, CINF, and AMT. And going back to July 8th of 2018, there were 88 RSI2 setups across all 5 of those top CI stocks. There were 63 winning trades, 25 losing trades. That's a 71% winning trade percentage. I also did this webinar back in March of 2019. And the top 5 CI stocks on that day were CRM, FTNT, Boeing, CDNS, and INTU. From March of 2018 all the way to March of 2019, there were 86 RSI2 setups, 60 winning trades, 26 losing trades for a 70% winning trade percentage. So the reason why I'm showing you the last couple of slides here and the last couple of results is that no matter when I do this webinar, these are the types of results I'm getting. 70, 80% winning trades over the course of a year. Okay? Let me show you something else. Okay? This is a trading system that I created centering around the same RSI2 system that I just taught you. Okay? The only difference here is the exit criteria that's used. The same setup that I used in this trading system. Okay? From February of 2010, a lot of folks say, you know, yeah, you show us results over the last year, over the last 2 years, but what about 10 years? Okay, well, this is going back almost 10 years. This RSI2 system, again, with a slight variation to the exit criteria, is up 720%. Is everybody ready? 203 winners and 11 losers. That's a 95% winning trade percentage over the last almost 10 years. You might be wondering what the market has done since February of 2010. It's up 114%. The VectorVest composite is up 114%. So are we outperforming the market? Absolutely we are. All right, that's long-term performance. Ed says nice. Yeah, that's long-term performance. All right, how about this year? How about this year? Richard asking a good question. Can this system be automated? I'm actually showing you right now an automated trading system. Let me be clear here. The last slide that I showed you with the long-term performance and this one uses the same RSI2 stock selection system that I just taught you. It doesn't use price going above the 5-day moving average to exit. It uses a slight variation to that exit criteria. Okay? From December 3rd of 2018, this is a real money portfolio now. So you might be asking, well, what was the 10-year performance? That was a back test. Okay? That was a back test. So I got into a room with Dr. DeLito and Ray Clark and Steve Chappell, and I showed them that back test. And they were pretty blown away, and they said, let's put real money to this. So we did. December of 2018, December 3rd to be exact, we put real money to it. Since December 3rd of 2018, this trading system is up about 31%. With 25 winning trades and only 1 losing trade. That's a 96% winning trade percentage. Okay? The market since December 3rd of 2018 is only up 6%. That's the VectorVest composite. The VVC from December 3rd of 2018 to current is only up 6%. So we are quite a bit outperforming the market. A few of you folks are saying, this is pretty good stuff. You might be thinking, well, this is great. I love this, but I don't have time to look at all these charts, graph after graph after graph, to identify these setups. You'd probably think, well, if I'm supposed to enter near the close with these trading systems, I would have to spend a lot of time trying to find a handful of candidates, right? Well, no. What I'm about to tell you eliminates all of that time. No matter what we teach you here at VectorVest, we want you to be able to do it faster, smarter, and better. Okay? So you tuned in today. I'm going to take a few guesses. Number one, you saw that this was called How to Trade Like the Pros. So you figure I would teach you something to do with how professional traders trade. So you wanted to learn from the best. And I know a lot of you guys were saying emotions, taking emotion out of your trading was paramount, right? It was a key to your success. You want to just have more confidence. And maybe right now you're not where you want to be. So the obvious question that you're asking yourself is, all right, I like this. How can I start learning this system? How can I take my trading to the next level? You have a choice. You can do it by yourself. Kind of take bits and pieces of what you learned here today, or we're going to give you the answers. Okay? That's why we've put together this 6-week webcast series where we teach you techniques from not only Larry Connors, but 3 of the very best professional traders in the industry today. You'll learn top trading strategies of the pros and how to quickly and easily identify the best trades. I really hope you saw that if you learn to implement strategies like the one I showed you today, you'll get there. You'll achieve the success that you're looking for. That's Hugh. Hugh is a recent graduate of our Trade Like a Pro course. Okay? He sent me an email after the course. He said, excuse me, I'm a retired financial services executive, so I had to unlearn what the quote street teaches to start making money. Before taking the Trade Like a Pro course, I found it was difficult to stick with a system since there were too many variables. Sound familiar, right? I never could achieve the short-term trading success I sought. After taking the course, I began to see results right away. I now have a successful approach, and I am much more disciplined with my trading. So let me first talk about what we're gonna teach you at this course. First, it's a 6-module course, and they're pre-recorded. The first module is all about correcting your mindset and getting you in the right mindset to trade this way. We'll talk more about how pros think. We'll talk about managing risk. And a really important segment in this first module is order entry. Then we start getting into trading techniques. Okay? We talk about candlestick reversal patterns. We teach you how to recognize turning points. Which indicator is best used for candlestick reversal patterns, both bullish and bearish? And also, how do you know that you're in the right trade? How do you know that you got it right? Number 3, I love this module, all right, called Gaining the Trader's Edge. There are 3 different types of market situations. There are trending markets, there are trading markets, and there are markets that hit extreme levels. Believe it or not all indicators work in each type of market. So we're going to teach you how to recognize the different types of markets that there are and which indicator to best use in that market. And then we get right into our first professional trader's technique. It's called the Holy Grail. This system, called the Holy Grail, it's for both bullish and bearish stocks, bullish and bearish markets, for going long and going short. This system was created by a woman by the name of Linda Ratchke. Steve Chappell will be teaching you this system. Okay? He'll be teaching you the Holy Grail system. But let me go back. It's a short-term trading strategy. Typical holding period is also maybe a few days, maybe a few weeks. The next module I'll be coming in and teaching you two systems one called the 50/50 strategy and the other called AD Excellence. These systems were developed by a gentleman by the name of Charles Schaap. Okay? I will be teaching you both of those. 50/50 is, I would consider it a little bit more intermediate term. Not as short term as the Holy Grail or boy the RSI 2. A little bit more intermediate term. And the AD Excellence is a great strategy to find breakouts. Okay. And the final one is Module 6. We're going to teach you more about the RSI 2 trading system and another system called the RSI 25. RSI 25 strategy is for ETFs only. So a lot of you folks are probably looking for strategies for ETFs. Larry Connors has developed one. As a bonus, this is huge. We're going to give you 1 year access to our candlestick course, Master the Art of Candlestick Analysis. This is a 6-session webcast series as well. You will get 6 pre-recorded modules, 6 pre-recorded mastery sessions, and also a pre-recorded live trading session. This value, we sell this course for $995. But we're going to give it to you free. Okay? Here's Randy. Randy's another graduate of our Trade Like a Pro course. He said, I'm a retired secondary school teacher of math and computer science. Ever since I was 13 years old, I followed the stock market. I'm now 67, and since retiring, I primarily day trade and swing trade both in the US and Canadian markets. Prior to taking the Trade Like a Pro course, I had some success, but I always felt that my approach to trading was missing something, like a technique or a mindset. I always struggled with entry and exit points, primarily exit points. I thought if I didn't get a handle on this, my returns would remain stagnant. After the first module, I started trading the following week with more confidence and a more positive approach. I feel my investment in this course will be returned many times over, and I'll be able to continue spending 3 months with my wife each winter vacationing in Europe. So here are some other added bonuses. Okay, the 6 modules are pre-recorded, but we are going to be delivering 6 live mastery support sessions. These are designed to help you actually implement the things that you've learned in the course. We'll take a look at the things you're doing and the questions you have and guide you. You will be given a homework assignment after each module during the recording, and we're going to go over that homework assignment here in the mastery sessions. We're going to be there to guide you through this entire process during these live mastery sessions. Also, if you don't already have it, we're going to give you 60 days access to the VectorVest real-time program. That includes Pro Trader searches and the auto timer. Again, if you don't already have it. So you're going to be able to have access to the VectorVest real-time program for the duration of the course. Okay? And this is a huge, I love this one. Also, by registering today, you're going to receive one extra bonus session after the official course ends. The bonus session will be a live trading session where we implement what we've learned over the course of the 6 weeks. We're also going to show you how to use the RoboTrader to manage your trades. We'll be trading with real money and stepping you through everything from market analysis to trade setup and execution. This part is tremendous. Exclusively for workshop attendees, you will receive pre-built searches that make finding your trades a breeze. You were probably thinking, well, great, they teach us all of these techniques, but how on earth are we going to find stocks to actually trade? The legwork has been done already. I built these scans to quickly and easily find the best candidates to trade, and they'll be automatically inserted into your VectorVest program so you don't have to build them yourselves. Also, you will be given this trading system here. This trading system that since February of 2010 is up 720% with 95% winning trades. The same trading system from December 3rd of 2018 is up almost 31% with 96% winning trades. You will get this trading system as part of the course. And remember, what the market has done pretty much over the last year, since December of 2018, has only gone up 6%. Most importantly, you're going to get hands-on training by both myself and Steve Chappell. Steve Chappell is the Director of Trading Systems Development here at VectorVest. Both Steve and I are your instructors for this course. Now, this course is valued at $2,995, but register now for the early bird rate of $2,495. Now, I love to reward people that come to these webinars, okay? As a thank you, as an added thank you, I'm going to knock an extra $200 off the early bird rate, but you have to order before the end of today's webcast. I think Ray has done this already. He has. In the chat box, Ray has typed in www.vectorvest.com/TLP. Go to that website and you will only see the ability for a little while longer to register for the $22.95. If you're an elite subscriber, Paul's just asking if you're an elite subscriber. Paul, it's half off the regular rate. So for an elite subscriber, it's $14.97.50. Don't forget, guys, we're going to give you 1 year access to our Master the Art of Candlestick Analysis 6-session webcast series as well. Okay? If you are an elite member, though, you have to give us a call for special pricing. You will only see this bonus here for a little while longer, $22.95. Don't worry about the discount code. Just fill out the registration information and make sure that radio button for $22.95 is selected. Again, if you're an elite member, just give us a call for special pricing. Great question. Tom says, when do the sessions become available? First session will be released on Wednesday, November 20th. Wednesday, November 20th, and they will be released on each subsequent Wednesday moving forward for the next 5 weeks. So the 20th, the 27th, 4th, 11th, 18th, and the 25th. I know it's Christmas on December, but it's okay. We're going to release the module on that day. The live mastery sessions will be held on the following, for the most part, Tuesdays. So the first module is released on November 20th. The first mastery session will be on the 26th. The next module will be released on the 27th. The next mastery session will be on the 3rd, and so on. Since the 24th is New Year's Eve, since the 24th is Christmas Eve, since the 31st is New Year's Eve, we've moved the final 2 mastery sessions to the Monday, the day before. Okay. Mira is asking, is this course based on S&P 500 stocks or just any stocks that meet the highest CI when the search is done? That, Mira, I can't answer because that's a big part of the course. That's a big part of the course. Good question, but a big part of the course. Now, these, by the way, these mastery sessions, guys, they are on. They begin at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. And then finally, our live trading session is going to be on this Tuesday the 7th. That session is going to start at 8:30 a.m. Eastern Time, an hour before the market opens, because there's a lot to do before the market opens. There's market analysis, there's trade setup, and then there's finally trade execution. Somebody's saying not able to go to that link. VectorVest.com/TLP. That's the link. If you're having any issues with that link, guys, just give our support department a call. Yeah, just give our support department a call. Okay. All right, guys. I'm going to stick around for a few more minutes to answer any questions that you have. Please feel free to ask. I want to thank Ray Clark for being here as well. If you're in, guys, if you're saying, you know what, this is the course that I got to take, just type in "I'm in the chat box. Just let me know, and I'd love to kind of welcome you folks aboard. Yes, thank you very much, Charles. Charles says, please post the slides. I will do that, guys, in a moment. All right. Wow, Bob, Nolan, Charles says, I'm in. Jasper says, I'm in. but cannot register, you'll be able to, Jaspel. Just give our support department a call, okay? And they'll be able to take care of you. Give me 1 second here, guys. I'm going to go ahead. Whoops. And put the slides in the chat, in the handout section. Just a moment. I'm doing that for you guys right now. So just give me 1 moment here. Is it? There it is. Okay, so get ready. In the handout section of your GoToMeeting control panel, you should see TLP webcast, PDF. You should see that now. Okay, you should see that now. All right, Richard says, I'm on the phone. Michael says, I'm in. Fantastic, guys. Welcome aboard. Looking forward to working with you over the next 6 or 7 weeks. Tim said, signed up. Let's see. Yeah. Oh, yeah. So everything is stored, guys. Yes, you'll be able to view the slides that I just shared with you, of course. All the slides, all the resources are stored in digital chalk. It's our kind of a course storage unit, if you will. Okay. Everything is going to be stored in digital chalk. You'll have access to all the slides, all the resources each and every week. Okay. Pierre says, I will be in. I have another $200 before I reach Elite, so I have to figure out what else to buy first. That makes sense, right? That makes sense, Pierre. That's good. Let's see. All right. Any other questions, guys? Yes, so Albert says, did you say the pre-built scans are for all the strategies? Yes, all 3 pros, yes. Holy Grail, both bullish and bearish, 50-50, 80 excellence, RSI2, RSI25, all are pre-built searches. All will be inserted into your programs right before the course starts. Okay, you're welcome. Oh, Michael says, when do we get the PL screen? I'm thinking you mean the trading system. You're going to get that at the end. We're gonna talk about the RSI2 at the end. I don't want to give it to you early because you're not fully you don't fully understand what the system is all about. Be patient. We're going to give that to you at the end. We'll talk all about the RSI2 trading system in module number 6. So you're going to get all the settings for that trading system when we teach you the RSI2 system. It just makes sense that way. Otherwise, it might confuse you. All right, guys. Look, my email address is Jerry D. Everybody, write this down: jerryd@vectorvest.com. Yeah. Email me if you have any questions. Also, guys, this is 100% money back guaranteed. Meaning, after the 7 weeks, if you've taken all the modules, if you've done all the homework assignments, you've watched all the videos, and you still say this is not going to work for me, we're going to give you your money back. Okay? You got to do the work, though, and you got to show that you've done the work, and we'll know if you've done the work. Okay? So email me at jerryd@vectorvest.com if you have any questions about anything that I talked about today, about any questions about the upcoming course. Again, the slides that I've inserted into the handout section, you have all the dates. Also, when you register, you're going to get an email with all the dates, all the instructions that you need to access the course once they're released. Okay. Yes, Philip, this course is only applicable to the U.S. market. These men and women have developed these systems for the U.S. market. As you know, markets are different. Canadian market, U.S. market are different. Not all systems work the same, but this is for a U.S. market only. Okay. All right, folks. Look, you guys have a great rest of your day. Again, email me at jerryd@vectorvest.com if you have any more questions. Look forward to working with you, folks. Have a great day.